get a few bumps and scratches from running around and falling.
Yeah, absolutely. But new research shows there's a growing number of kids getting injured on soft surfaces that may not seem so dangerous. Our medical expert, Dr. Mandira Mehra with SSM Health, joins us this morning to talk about maybe how to prevent some of those injuries. I mean, something else for parents to think about. That's the first thing I thought of here, you know, just something else, because we're talking about cushions, couches, beds this time.
Right, and it's funny because, like you said, there's already so much to think about. You know, let's vaccinate, let's this, let's that, let's cushion the world.
Right.
These are already cushioned things.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, we're talking about sofas and beds. So what the study looked at here is parents often know, okay, the stairs are a huge hazard. So they guard it, they rail it, different things like that. But just for a second, 1-year-olds, 2-year-olds are maybe left unattended, or perhaps they crawl up on the couch, they crawl up on the bed, and then they're suffering these injuries. It's becoming more and more common. There's been an almost 16 to 20% increase just over the past couple of years.
Wow.
And what we're seeing in emergency rooms is facial injuries, head injuries from children having exactly these incidences. It's not the falling down the stairs, it's falling off these softer, cushioned areas. And so the recommendation here is, of course, never leave your child unattended if they're on a sofa, on a bed. Unlike, of course, us, where we can climb down and we know what not to do. You know, children are curious and perhaps a little mischievous. Another interesting thing here is boys and girls were almost equal. Boys were a little bit higher, about 56%, but for the most part, you know, children are children.
Right.
So sofas, they're saying, the American Academy of Pediatrics is saying maybe furniture companies can do a better job with warnings, but what exactly will they say here? That all couches, don't let kids climb them? I mean, some of this is intuitive, but just a nice reminder for parents.
Absolutely.
We're also following a study this morning that's good news for us, the fact that folks who wake up earlier may have a lower risk of breast cancer, right?
Finally, some good news for those early risers. I know it doesn't always feel good to get up super early, but this was a study out of British Cancer Society that looked at over 400,000 women, and what it looked at was night owls versus the morning people. And the morning people actually had about a 40% less chance of developing breast cancer. Now, this doesn't mean suddenly change your sleep habits, become a morning person, although there may be some other health advantages to that. But this does show that we need more study. We need to see, what is it about people that are predispositioned, or is it their jobs, or is it their lifestyles that makes them early morning risers? And then why is it that they had that 40% less breast cancer risk? Or is it the opposite? Is it the people that are night owls, that work night shifts? We already know that that kind of work does lead to increased cancers, does lead to increased health problems. So it may actually just be the opposite, that maybe the night owls may be hurting themselves. So don't go out there and change your sleep habits and think, okay, I'm never going to have breast cancer, but just an interesting study that we need a little bit more data on.
It is interesting, just a little tidbit, but yeah, it is important to remember causation.
40% is
It's
significant.
high, it's significant. 400,000 people, 400,000 women were looked at, so not a small volume study, and definitely something that we can maybe take into consideration in our life. That fragmented sleep definitely hurts the body, so the more restful, whole, comprehensive sleep we can get, you know, I know we can all take this advice, the better for all of us.
All right. Well, interesting stuff this morning. Thanks so much for joining us.
Great to be here.
6:18 right now, and there are only going to be more jobs in the technology field, right? So if you are a self-proclaimed computer whiz,